The most frightening experiences are always those that you don't see coming, when the mundane becomes anything but. If you've ever been around this corner of the internet for long, you probably know that slapping a VHS filter and some static to a video, well, in itself, make most things more suspenseful. Because of this, we've seen analog horror video games explode in the last decade. These horror series usually take media elements from VHS days and add a horror spin to them, usually quite simple, and a lot of the time are single-man projects. They usually aren't filled with action, and most of the time they're simple walking simulators with limited interactions with the environment. They might be a little janky, but they're filled with passion, and the atmosphere they create is what grabs my attention. Today, I want to look at one example, Fears to Fathom series, more specifically, the Iron Lookout episode. Now, if you don't know, Fear to Fathom is an episodic series that covers true stories that are sent in by fans. Well, allegedly true stories, but I'll let you be the judge. So, let's begin. Chapter 1, The Beginning. We see that this story was submitted by someone named Jack Nelson, a former park ranger for the Forestry Service in the Pacific Northwest. It seems that Jack Nelson himself was a fan of the Fear to Fathom series and decided to submit his own story, one that he states is hard to believe and the scariest experience of his life. The story begins in the early 2000s on May 12th with Jack Nelson, a 24-year-old, having spent some time as a park ranger in the Pacific Northwest. He made a humble living but was able to purchase an RV to live out of with the help of his parents. Recently, he's been transferred to another outpost, but Jack doesn't mind because he lives out of his RV and can easily move around. Jack is essentially going to spend the season living out in a watchtower, watching the forest for fires and aiding any hikers and campers that might require it. So the game starts with us in Jack's RV going down a rural road somewhere in Washington state, making our way to the outpost. To start off, the gameplay is actually quite simple, and all we have to do is use the WASD keys to control the RV and direct it to the destination. Really hard to fail here, unless you drive the RV into oncoming traffic. But why would you do that? We also have the VHS filter on full blast, and a heavy fog covering the surroundings. Perfect for a suspenseful scene, and also quite a callback to the older days of video games. On the side of the road, we see that Rosenberg is only 4 miles away. Maybe we'll stop for a quick pit stop. Oh, looks like we've got a text from Jack's sister Kayla. Now this is another mechanic in this game, where we receive texts from time to time. Jack here seems to be in a conversation with two individuals. The first one is Mitch, who is Jack's supervisor, and has given him a short introduction of the new job and instructions on what to do. It seems like the last park ranger ditched their job, and Jack is being brought in to replace her. We don't know exactly why the last park ranger left, but Mitch is hoping that it will be more reliable. His messages with Kayla are a lot more conversational, and it seems that Kayla is somewhat jealous of her brother's job, and would love to be outdoors as well. One strange thing is that this game is set in the early 2000s, but they're clearly using iMessage, a program that wouldn't be introduced until 2011. See, this right here is what early 2000 texting would have looked like, but I suppose this doesn't really matter, and was probably done as an artistic choice to make it more familiar for the player. Kayla asks whether we have passed Rosenberg. Jack responds with no. I guess we'll see later why she asked that. Anyway, for the meantime, let's continue with our journey. We're losing daylight after all. During this ride, we learn a little bit more about Jack. We learn that he's lived a very solitary life and loves being out in nature. It allows him to collect his thoughts and relax his mind. It's the main reason he loves being a park ranger. Oh, looks like we've got another text from Kayla. I should probably pull over before I answer this text. I mean, that would be the safe thing to do, right? It seems that Kayla has asked about Rosenberg because they have a diner that she recommends. Apparently, they have the best burgers in town. Considering that Rosenberg probably has 5 people and a dog living in it, it's no surprise that the diner has the best burgers. I mean, who's gonna beat them? The old grandma living down the street? Anyways, Jack feels a little hungry and decides to pull over for a quick meal. As we drive towards the diner, we see a little bit more of Rosenberg. It's a small community with essentially one main road. They got a few homes, a gas station, and of course the diner. Ah, damn it. Doesn't seem like this RV turns on a dime. Well, probably don't want to get this thing scratched up. Gotta be really careful with this thing. And perfect. Didn't really park in the lanes, but I'm sure no one will mind. Doesn't really seem there's a whole lot of vehicles back here anyways. We take a look inside the RV, and honestly, it isn't too bad. I mean, quite roomy with a nice bed, bathroom, and kitchen. And the best part is that Jack doesn't have to pay any rent. Probably more spacey than the average apartment in New York City. 99% of my income goes to rent. Anyways, it's perfect for Jack's needs and makes it quite easy for him to move around. Walking towards the diner, I have to admit that the graphics actually aren't too bad. It honestly kind of does look like an old VHS video. Before heading to the diner, we notice that there's a man enjoying a burger by his car. We get into a small talk and eventually tell him that we're actually headed for the Ironbark State Park. He mentions that we might have heard the news. Not sure what he means, so we ask him. tells us that a few weeks ago, 3 kids went missing in the park, and no one knows what happened to them. Official reports say that they got lost, but rumors state otherwise. We asked the man about these rumors, and he tells us that some people believe that some creature got them, like Bigfoot. Apparently, many hikers go missing in those woods, and those that return come back with wild stories, and many don't return at all. Ominous music plays at that last remark, and I'm already a little bit concerned. Could it be true that some dangerous creatures are hunting people? Maybe that's why the former park ranger left. Can't be sure, of course. People come out with wild rumors all the time. I mean, Jack has been working in these woods for some time and has never come upon no Bigfoot. Probably just some wild conspiracy theory. Anyways, let's just head into the diner. You know, I always feel like a lot of these horror movies always have a diner scene. So I suspect that something strange is going to happen in here, because usually the diner is sometimes where you meet the actual killer themselves. So I guess we best keep our eyes open. Once inside, the waitress approaches Jack and asks him to take his seat. But before we do that, let's take a look at some of the patrons at this diner. First we see a gentleman who isn't really in a talking mood. Well, I guess I wouldn't be either if I was disturbed while gobbling a burger. So let's just move on to the rest. We meet another gentleman at the front in a business suit who tells us that he works in finance downtown. Not sure why he's here. Perhaps he's just passing through for a business trip. Next we come upon a trucker that is headed north. He asks where Jack is going, and we tell him that we're headed for the Ironbark State Park. The man asks us if it's true what happened to those kids the other day. Not exactly sure what he means by that. We pry a little, and eventually this man gives us the same story about the missing children, the story that we heard from the man outside. Seems that the story is well known in this area. However, he doesn't repeat the theory about any strange creatures, so maybe that last part was definitely exaggerated by the man outside. Lastly, we come upon the fourth and final patron, a strange looking man sitting beside a shovel, a black robe, and a brown sack. Looks a little bit odd, but maybe he just got back from work. I mean, nothing strange about that, right? We try to talk to him, but no matter what we say, we get nothing but silence. Yeah, this guy's a little bit weird. Let's just leave him and head to our table and make our order. See, I told you these diners always have strange things in them. I think that last gentleman that we saw, might have to keep an eye on him. Anyways, let's check out the menu. What are we gonna have? Cheeseburger, nuggets, grilled cheese sandwich, or a meatball sub? You know what, let's go with the sub with the strawberry slush. Probably not going to be able to get that type of food for a while. Well, we make our order and the waitress goes back to get it. Well, I guess we'll just wait for the food to arrive. Oh, never mind. Looks like Jack needs to pee. One thing you're going to see in this game is that Jack has a very poor bladder and will be taking many different pee breaks. I have to say that this game has the most advanced peeing mechanics that I've ever seen in a video game. Anywho, let's just wash our hands and head back. The food finally arrives and we shove the meal into our gullet and get a few more texts from Kayla. We let her know that our recommendation was great, ask for a check, and head out the door to finish our journey. Jack walks towards the RV and wait a second, the door is open? I swear I closed it. Well, maybe I forgot. Anyways, let's get inside. And the bathroom door is jammed. This hasn't happened before. I mean, what could be happening? You know what? Maybe we'll look into the door later. This RV is a little old after all. Anyways, we get back on the road and eventually we arrive at the outpost at 8:02 p.m. I think Mitch told us to meet Billy by the entrance of the shack. Oh man. And here we come across our first jump scare. Honestly, this really made me jump the first time. Not exactly sure why Billy would jump on us like that, and why he's holding a shotgun. He tells us that he thought we were one of them. Not sure who they are, but we tell Billy that we're the new transfer, and he confirms our information on his computer. However, as he's doing that, we notice a strange figure walking in the window. Who the hell could that be? Probably just a hiker or a camper. I mean, quite strange to be wandering the woods at this time, but I suppose no need to worry about it now. Anyways, Billy confirms our identity and sends us to Tower 11 with a flashlight. He tells us that Tower 12 is our closest contact. Well, let's head off and before we're able to leave, Billy gets our attention one more time and gives us an ominous warning not to head north due to dangers posed by bears and such. Well, I mean, he's been here longer than us, so perhaps we should take that into account. I mean, the forest can be a dangerous place after all. Tower 11 eventually appears in the distance. After turning on the generator, we head up to the tower. The inside of the tower is pretty roomy and offers us a small kitchen, bed, and a computer to document the weather. At this point, we're essentially going to be stuck on a gameplay loop. Every night, we need to report the temperature and wind speed to the computer, assist any hikers, and start a fire around the stove to heat the cabin. Speaking of the computer, here we have access to different programs. We have an employee training video with quite a familiar voice.
Welcome to Ironbark State Park.
And 3 strange videos on the media drive. One is an interview with the plant.
Back. So how do you feel about being a plant? Do you moisturize?
A disturbing Bob Ross parody.
This is where I buried the bodies. You know what would look good here? A nice, happy cabin.
And a video about cats. Not exactly sure what the previous park ranger was up to. I guess some people have strange tastes. We also have access to Plague, which is a zombie survival game inside the game we are playing. Well, let's check the wind speed and temperature to make our reports for the night. What's that? Someone is hailing us on the radio.
New guy, haven't gotten your name yet. What is it again? I saw your light turn on. I gotta say, it's refreshing to see Tower 11 alive again. I'm Connor, Fire Tower 12. Isn't that the job? I've had to cover your area until you arrived. Anyways, what brings you to this towering paradise of ours? An experienced comrade. I can see why Mitch picked you. You got a fire going? Get her lit. The temperature's about to plummet. You don't want to sit through the storm shivering.
It's the park ranger from Tower 12. He introduces himself as Connor, and is going to be our main contact for the duration here. He tells us to start a fire to warm ourselves due to the cold and coming storm. We head down to the shack for firewood and use gasoline and matches to start the fire. Well, not much to do on our first night besides that. So, we head to bed. Soon after, we're woken up at 3:26 a.m. by a strange static on the radio and a very faint voice. Who could it possibly be at this time? We go up to answer but hear no response. I mean, I did hear something like a whisper, but I suppose whoever it was may have had the wrong frequency. Of course, Jack's bladder is acting up again, so may as well take a quick pee. Once outside, the forest is dark and silent. The atmosphere feels deafening and claustrophobic. Who knows what the vast labyrinth of the forest truly hides? I suppose it makes sense as so many go missing every year. Regardless, back to the peeing. And we just go right off the edge of the tower. Amazing range if you ask me. Again, the pee mechanics of this game broke new ground. So let's head inside and wait a second. Is that someone in the distance? It looks like a silhouette of a man. I mean, let me take a closer look. It is someone. What the hell are they doing? How long have they been out there? Could that be the same man we saw earlier in the window in Billy's cabin? I mean, he kind of has like a similar body shape. Or maybe it's just a random perv that likes to watch people pee. Well, Jack certainly ain't gonna go out there in the dark to find out. I guess we'll just have to let it go. But in all honesty, this first night was quite strange. Being alone out here doesn't feel right. Something was off from that strange behavior of Billy to the radio static. The strange man we've seen in the woods twice. I mean, it could be nothing but Jack's nerves, but I guess we'll just have to see. Chapter 2, the second night. Well, it's the second night, and everything seems to be going pretty well. We open up to a beautiful view. Nothing like watching the sunset on the horizon, reflecting off the lake while enjoying a nice warm cup of coffee. The woods are certainly more inviting during the day than at night. We see Tower 12 off in the distance light up. Connor is certainly at work, watching his sector, and perhaps enjoying the sunset as well. Moments like this can be so rare, so let's take a picture to immortalize it. I could get used to this. Well, let's get back inside and relax on the bed and... crap. What could it be this time?
You copy? Tower 11, do you copy? Son of a bitch! Nobody bothers to get a camping permit these days anymore. Do you have eyes on the smoke north of your position?
Seems like Connor has spotted smoke coming out from an area in the forest in which camping isn't allowed. Seems that someone may be out here without a permit. Well, we see the smoke coming from the north. Let's head back and give Connor confirmation on what we have seen.
I need you to confirm. Do you see that smoke up north? You spot that white smoke up north? It appears to be in the Lacey Trail sector. themselves, and fire risks are high this season. Mind checking it out? Be alert, carry your bear spray, and you should be fine. No additional information at the moment. Just follow Lacey Trail. Keep an eye out for any signs of a campfire or any potential hazards along the way. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to carry your bear spray in these woods, new guy. Over and out.
Well, that isn't how I assumed we would end this fine evening. Seems like we have our first field assignment and need to head north to confront these illegal campers. We grab our flashlight and bear spray for safety. But wait a second, didn't Billy warn us not to head north? I recall that the park map also stated the north was closed. I mean, is it just the bears up there that are the danger? I mean, Billy seemed far too spooked when discussing it. It's almost as if he believes that it could be something else, something worse. But Connor doesn't seem too concerned about it. I'm sure he knows more about this area than anyone else. I mean, he's been here for a while, right? Whatever. I can't really say no. It is in my sector after all. Let's just hurry and get this over with. We get on the dirt trail and pass the Beware Bear sign. Something tells me that we might have to use this spray. I think we're getting closer and... What the hell was that? Was that a scream? It sounded like it could be a person. Ah, damn it, I think we need to move now. But before we get there, we see a sign with a falling written on it. I love Jen, and she gives the best head. Now these people are defacing public property? Gosh dang it. I think I now realize the true horror in this series. Disrespectful campers. I knew it. Let's go get them. As we move forward, we see a campfire ahead. Before we can take a look, a rush of texts coming from Kayla. It seems like we finally got a phone signal, and Kayla's been messaging us for a while. Seems like she's a little bit worried due to her lack of responses. Oh, it also looks like she sent us a casserole recipe. We send her pictures that we took earlier and continue on. The camp seems deserted with no sign of the campers. Also, am I the only one hearing those strange whistles? Do you hear that? I think it's coming from over there. Wait, I think I see someone in the distance behind the trees. Seems like a man is wearing some sort of a robe with pointy ears. Could the scream have come from him? Is that the camper that set up this illegal campsite? Well, he walks out before we can approach him. Jack tries to call out, but no response. Could it have been the same man that we've been seeing before in these woods? Hard to say, but I don't think Jack is going to wander off the trail into the forest at night and pursue this man. He could be dangerous after all. I guess maybe we should just put out this fire and head back. I think I'm starting to miss that tower. We make our way back and feel a sense of relief as we see the light of Tower 11. Heading up, we radio Connor and give him a status update.
Loud and clear, new guy. I was just cooking myself some hot... Well, first, what's your status? Are you kidding me? Son of a bitch. They never learn, do they? I'm sick of these bastards. It's unbelievable. This is the third time this month alone. Anything else you notice in those woods? A scream. Must have been one of those red foxes. They sound pretty much like a screaming lady at night. I don't know what you're talking about, new guy, but I heard from the rangers that a lot of campers have been flocking to that area lately because of the disappearance of those 3 kids. About a month ago, they were hiking with their families. They went off the trail and just vanished. No trace of them since. Well, people have started spreading rumors that the area might be haunted by some entities. It's crazy, I know. You would think these rumors would scare people off, but apparently it's been the opposite. Sometimes, I only wish they were true. Well, at least now you know why Mitch had to staff Tower 11 urgently. New guy? I hope you don't believe those rumors. Do you? Great. Anyways, thanks for staying vigilant. I gotta contact the authorities so they can take care of this commotion first thing in the morning. We can't tolerate these goons anymore. If they find them, I'll personally make sure they never set foot in this forest again. Will do. Over and out.
We tell Connor about the scream that we heard, but he simply brushes it off, even when we mention that it sounded human. I mean, it could indicate that someone might be in trouble, but Connor tells us not to worry about it. I mean, I guess it could be a fox. He also says that many hikers have been coming into the area because of the disappearance of those 3 kids that we heard about back at the diner. This place has become a tourist destination because of it. Rumors have spread that some entities exist in the area and are responsible for the disappearances, and this just seems to draw even more people in. Connor states that he also wishes that the rumors were true. Alright, This guy is acting a little bit strange, completely brushing off the scream and wanting rumors of entities hunting humans to be true. He ends the conversation by saying that he's going to alert the authorities and have the campers removed. I guess if there is something wrong, well, I guess the police will certainly find it. Kayla sends us a few more texts and tells us about that casserole again, but it seems like we lost our phone signal and our messages failed to send. Jack decides to cook that casserole that his sister has been talking about tonight. Before we do that, let's check the temperature, wind speed, and make a report for the night. Afterwards, this game essentially turns into a cooking simulator. This part isn't too complicated. Just look at the ingredients and shove them into the pan in any order. If only real life cooking was this easy. We just have to follow the recipe that Kayla gave us. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, put it in the oven and done. The casserole will soon be ready. While it's cooking on the stove, let's go get some firewood. Oh, looks like the casserole is done. Jack just straight up shoves half the thing down his gullet. I guess that trek up north really increased his appetite. Let's save the rest in the fridge. We close the stutters and head to bed. Hopefully, tomorrow will be a little bit more relaxing. At 2:27 a.m., something wakes us up again. It's that whistling again, just like what we heard back at the campsite. The shadow, the pointy ears. Whoever we saw at the campsite followed us back. What the hell could he want? I'm not so sure. We quickly get out of bed and try to take a look through the window, but the figure runs off. I think we should hide under the bed. While waiting down there, we hear something. I think he's doing something by the door. Well, the coast seems clear and what the hell is this? A goat head with a satanic pentagram? Okay, there is definitely something wrong here. This ain't being done by no damn fox. I think we need to contact Connor immediately.
You have any idea what time it is? You just couldn't wait until morning? Tell you what, new guy. It's probably best to ignore these kids messing around. I suspect that's what Marley got tired of. These kids can be pretty creative with these pranks. They watch too many horror movies. Maybe they thought it would be funny. Let's not get carried away, new guy. We're in the middle of nowhere. Alright, here's what we'll do. I'll send someone to check in on you tomorrow. For now, just lock your door, take a deep breath, and try to get some rest. We can't do much in the dark. It'll be morning before you know it. Try to get some sleep, Jack.
He doesn't seem too pleased waking up at this hour, but this situation is messed up. Of course, as before, Connor completely brushes it off and says that it's just a prank. What is it with this guy and all these excuses? I mean, Connor is saying that this is some kid doing a prank? I mean, that dude that we saw is huge. I don't think any kid could be that big. Could he have done something to the camper back at the campsite which resulted in a scream? Could this skull and pentagram be a warning or some sort of a ritual? Connor says that he will send someone tomorrow to check up on us, but, well, I guess we can't do much today. Maybe best to lock the door and just head to sleep. Chapter 3, the third night. Well, yesterday was something else. We see Jack recount the day, and it seems like this job is not like the ones beforehand. Last night felt darker than the ones before. Jack is becoming more paranoid by the second, and frankly, I don't blame him. Well, time to go back on our patrol and watch the forest for any fires or hikers in need. A flare. It seems that someone might be in trouble. Should I head out there? No. That thing or person could still be out there. Maybe it's best just to stay put. I mean, if they really need help, maybe they'll call us on the radio. I mean, surely he has a walkie-talkie, right? We re-enter the cabin and speak of the devil.
Hello? Is anyone there? I need help. Please, someone answer. Hello? Can anyone hear me? Oh, thank goodness. I'm lost, and I'm really starting to freak out. I don't even know where to start. I went out to explore the area and lost track of time. And now it's dark and I can't remember the trail back to my truck. I think I'm lost. I'm wearing a red jacket, camo pants, and a green backpack. I have a flashlight, a compass, a fully charged two-way radio, a flare gun, and some of my camping equipment. I'm in the middle of the woods, on this trail surrounded by trees. Everything looks different at night. I thought shooting a few flare gun shots might get someone's attention, but no one's come yet. All it did was light up the trees and make everything look even scarier. I just want to find a way out of here. I'm surrounded by trees, and I remember passing a small stream earlier. I'm walking towards west right now, because I remember walking east when I came here. at a trail intersection now, but I can't remember if I should take the right trail or the left to get back to the trailhead.
It's the same hiker that shot the flare from earlier. They're lost. They need us to guide them out. The right or left trail? We're gonna have to reference the map for this. I think the left trail is the right one. Hopefully it's the right one.
Hello? Are you still there? Both of these trails seem pretty... I'm just so anxious about making a mistake and going further away from the road. Please help. I'm at a trail intersection now, but I can't remember if I should take the right trail or the left to get back to the trail. I knew it! I thought it looked familiar. I couldn't have trusted myself with this decision. Thanks for helping me through this. I'm right here! I hear you. I hear your whistles.
Whistles? Could it be... Oh, crap. I was right not to go into the forest. It's still out there. I tried to warn him, but...
What? I see you behind the trees to my right. You're freaking me out.
The call cuts out, and... no. He's probably fine. Should I... Wait. Someone is knocking on the door. It's Billy again. And it seems that he brought us some new supplies. What were we doing up north? He knows? How? Could Connor have told Billy that I went north? Billy warns us not to go up there again. Does he know about the man in the black robe with the pointy ears? Is there something going on that only Jack is unaware of? This place just gets stranger by the hour. Maybe we should tell Billy about the skull and the pentagram. Maybe he knows more than Connor. Billy asks us whether we took a photo, and we tell him that we didn't. I guess Jack was a little bit too frightened to think about that. Would have been a good idea, but what's done is done. Billy tells us not to dwell on it, because without evidence, we can't do anything about it. He doesn't elaborate and just walks off. Okay, I think that Connor and Billy know what's really going on, and just don't want to tell Jack about it. No wonder they're acting so strange and brushing off most of it like it's normal. Man, that conversation was just strange. I guess we'll just complete our report for the night, eat, and head to bed. Hopefully the hiker is okay, but the game doesn't really give us an option to follow up on that. Let's heat the remaining casserole in the microwave and close the window shutters. We finish the casserole and realize, oh crap, we need more firewood. Well, let's head down there. Oh damn, who the hell is this? Our second jump scare of the game. And also, thankfully, the last. Wait, he looks familiar. We tell him that he almost scared us to death and he responds that loneliness makes the mind play tricks on you. Is he referencing the things that Jack has seen in the last few nights? We ask for his name and he responds with Silas. He tells us that he's a maintenance worker for the nearby radio tower. Tells us that he came up to Tower 11 to talk about the new guy everyone's been talking about. Why would everyone be talking about Jack? Silas goes on to talk about how the fires are meant to burn, and no amount of prevention can stop them. He tells us that sometimes nature has plans that can't be controlled. He leaves us by saying that curiosity can lead to places we'd rather not go. Okay, that was definitely weird. What he said sounds kind of like a veiled threat in a way, some serious emo edgelord vibes. He must be aware of what I've seen is essentially telling Jack to back off and ignore it. Could he be the man in the black robe? Black robe? Wait a second, I remember him from the diner. The man with the shovel and the black robe on the seat. Could he be the one that we saw at the campsite? And the one that was peering through our window? Could he have been the one to leave the skull by the door? And now that I think about it, he may have been the one that was staring at Jack when he pissed off the tower, and the man that we saw through the window in Billy's office. I mean, he did have a similar body shape. Could he be behind all of this? You know what? Maybe I'm just being a little bit ridiculous. This man's just the repairman for the tower. It's nothing. Let's just go up and light the fire in the stove. Connor again. Maybe we can ask him about the radio tower repairman.
You copy now. Finally. I've been trying to reach you for a while now. Work doesn't exactly take ages to get just some firewood. Ran into who? Is this about yesterday? You trying to yank my chain now? That radio tower's been out of service for ages now. It was closed down years ago after a lightning strike fried its systems, and its repair cost was deemed too costly. Its repair date was postponed until the next big funding, which is no time soon, according to Mitch. Look, if what you're saying is true, it could be another one of those goons playing pranks on you. Knew your name. sack now. Tower 12, signing off.
Okay. It doesn't seem like that Connor recognizes him. So Silas lied about what he was doing. Okay, I think my previous theory is probably true. If I was Jack, I think I'd probably put in my notice and get the hell out of this park. But it seems that Jack is going to still try and hang in there. Chapter 4, Easy Night. Connor messaged us the next day telling us to update the computer.
New guy, you got a minute? Well, good news. Just heard from the HQ. They say we've got a new system update on the computer. They just wanted me to let you know. They say it's an important security update. No more snoopers, I guess. Well, they say they've optimized the reporting software, improved the communication system, and some much-needed security patches. If you ask, it all looks the same to my eyes. Well, to be honest with you, all this new technology is not really my thing. Dare I say it, these computers are probably going to take all our jobs one day. Anyways, for now use the console to run the new system update. I'm sure a young man like you can figure it out.
The whole process is quite simple, and you just go on the computer, click on the console, input update, and enter the package code. Once we finish, we lose power. What the hell? The damn generator must have run out of gas. We put in the gas, start the generator up again, and head to bed. Nothing really happens after this, so not too bad of a night, all things considered. Chapter 5, The Last Night. Jack has been in the park for a few weeks now. It seems that Connor's generator has gone out and we've been watching his sector as well. On the plus side, it doesn't seem like Jack has had any other strange encounters since. Maybe things will get better. We can only hope. We're woken up at 2:34 a.m. by Connor on the radio. What the hell? Is he trying to get back at us for the time that we woke him up around the same time? Let's see what he wants.
Got another one. I know it's late, but you're gonna want to see this one, Jack. Jack, I need you to wake up. You copy? Jack, you copy? Okay, tell you what. I don't have the energy to do this right now. I've been here busting my ass, working on that old piece of garbage generator, and now I'm seeing this. I'm seeing more smoke to my west. Looks like we got another camper. It appears to be in your sector. Do you see the campsite from your end?
Connor tells us that he sees another fire and asks us for us to look into it. The smoke is coming from the west and tells us to confirm the sighting. Before we head out the door with our binoculars, Connor tells us that he's too tired and is going to head to bed.
I don't have it in me to deal with this crap tonight. I'm gonna let you deal with this one. If they don't run away this time, take their photos and IDs. And if things get worse, don't hesitate to call HQ for help. Update me tomorrow morning. I'm gonna get some rest.
He wants us to handle this and get the pictures and IDs. He signs off and heads back to bed. Okay, I think I can handle it. I mean, we've done this before. Well, there it is. Something's going on across the lake. Tower 12 is dark, so it's up to us. Let's take a look. And what the hell? Looks like someone has lit a campfire. Actually, it seems like it's a whole group. Is it a clan rally? Wait, the robes, the pointed ears. There's a whole damn group of them. They're all wearing white robes. Could the one with the black robes that we saw earlier be their leader? The one in the white robes are the followers? I mean, what are they doing? Seems like they're burning something in their bonfire. Also, why are they doing this out in the open? It doesn't really make sense. Well, regardless, we need to take a picture this time. We definitely need evidence to prove that we've been seeing all these strange things. And this saw the flash. Oh crap, you gotta be kidding me. Well, I think we need to get back in the cabin and the one with the black robe is heading right our way. Oh man, we need to hide. I mean, Jack needs to hide. And, alright, under the bed. Jack rushes underneath and holds his breath. The black robed one bangs on the door and breaks it open. I do wonder if that's Silas himself. After all, we saw him with the black robe back at the diner. He searches the room for us, but luckily doesn't look under the bed. Okay, he's gone. This might be Jack's chance to make a run for it. The RV is still in the parking lot. That might be his only hope.
Huh?
Damn it, he was waiting for us. Crap, run. the porta potty. We can hide in there. Look, I know Jack is being hunted and all, but he's really got to take a pee. God, I really hope Silas doesn't hear the golden shower going on in here. I mean, Jack at this point is probably already pissed more in the last 2 weeks than the entire town of Rosenberg has in a year. Once the coast is clear, Jack makes his way down to the gate and tries to open Billy's door, but it's locked. Did they get Billy? I mean, he did try to warn us. Well, no, he's probably just gone for the night. And, damn it, he's right on us. Let's run for the RV. God, I really hope that Jack remembered to bring his keys. Damn it. Start! Well, it looks like we made it out in time. Conclusion. So, that was the Fears to Fathom episode 4, Ironbark Lookout. In conclusion, we learned that Jack made it out safely, but never returned to the park. But for some reason, no one ever believed him. Allegedly, the police ran a small investigation and found nothing. I mean, even his own family doubted him, even though lying wasn't even in his character, and he had never done something like this before. Also, there's no mention of the photographs that we took earlier. I mean, did Jack forget the camera? I would assume that he did, because otherwise he would have certainly shown that to the police, and that would have been his definite evidence. Additionally, we don't really find out anything else about the cult, like, what are they exactly and why are they killing people? Also, the fact that they were doing the ritual out in the open when they could have clearly been seen is also very strange. I do wonder whether the original park ranger in Tower 11 left because of the cult, or was she killed by them? Maybe she saw the same thing as us. Also, what about those children that we heard about in the beginning? I assume that the cult got them, but we never really get any confirmation. In addition, could Connor and Mitch be part of the cult as well? I mean, Mitch brushes us off, as did Connor, when we voiced our concerns. It seems as if maybe they're trying to cover something up. Also, I still do wonder if Silas is a leader. I mean, I think it's fair to say that he is, because we know he's the black robed one, because we saw him with the black robe back with him at the diner. We also know that he's the only one with a black robe, which indicates a special status for him, because as we saw, everyone else is wearing white robes. Also, the fact that Silas openly carries a robe around town makes me wonder whether the folks in Rosenberg are aware of the cult and are okay with it, or perhaps the cult has managed to keep themselves a secret, and therefore Silas has no need to hide his robes. Again, there's a lot of unanswered questions that we simply don't get any sort of answer to. I do feel like this ending was a little bit rushed, and personally more explanation was needed, and so much of it was left open. Regardless of the less than ideal ending, I would say that the overall game was quite fun. The VHS filter and the overall atmosphere were excellent, and the jump scares were frightening and also rare, so they didn't overstay their welcome. The controls and gameplay are quite simple, and you are mostly just walking around and interacting with new tools. There isn't really any combat or real exploration. I do think that if this game had free roam and the forest was explorable, it would have added to the game. Maybe having to explore the forest at night would have added more fear and suspense. It would have also allowed us to perhaps come upon the main cult base and learn more about them. We could have even had a sequence where the cult captures us and we get some idea of their true purpose. This could have added to the length of the game, as this currently only took me 2 hours to complete. For a cost of almost $8, I think the price is a little bit too high. But overall, the game was still enjoyable, but the ending was definitely rushed, and the gameplay was a little bit too limited. I think I might explore some of the earlier chapters as well. They do have some great reviews. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, and left a comment below. Let me know if you'll be interested in me exploring the other episodes. Other than that, have a great day.